Hello children, welcome back. We are going to continue chapter 9, a bicycle in good repair. I said, watching you do this is of real use to me. It is not only your skill that fascinates me, it is your cheery confidence in yourself, your inexplicable hopefulness that does me good. So the author finally says that I am learning something from you. It is that you are so confident. Even when you don't know anything, you are very confident, you are very cheerful. And that is something that I am learning from you. Thus encouraged. Now he was encouraged when somebody says something good to you. If I tell you that very good, you have done this really nicely. So you are encouraged and you try to do even better. So thus encouraged, he set to work to refix the gear case. Now the wheel was fixed. So now he had to fix the gear case. He stood the bicycle against the house and worked from the off side. Then he stood it against a tree and worked from the on side. So first he put the bicycle near the house and started working there. It did not work. Then he came to near a tree and started working there from the on side. Then I held it for him while he lay on the ground with his head between the wheels. When even that did not work, he went onto the bicycle with his head between the wheels and started working from there. And worked at it from below and dropped oil upon himself. Obviously, when he is under the cycle, between the wheels, the oil started dropping on him. Then he took it away from me and doubled himself across it till he lost his balance and slid over onto his head. So finally, he took control of the bicycle and he could not handle it. So he doubled off with the cycle over his head. Then he lost his temper. Now he got angry. He lost his temper and tried bullying the thing. The bicycle, I was glad to see, showed spirit, and the subsequent proceedings degenerated into little less than a rough and tumble fight between him and the machine. So it was like the machine and this man, they were fighting with each other, and the bicycle was putting up a good fight. One moment the bicycle would be on the gravel path and he on top of it. The next, the position would be reversed. Sometimes the bicycle would be on the ground and the man would be on top. Sometimes the man would be on the ground and the position would be reversed. So the bicycle would be on top. He on the gravel path, the bicycle on him. Now he would be standing flushed with victory, the bicycle firmly fixed between his legs. So after some time he was standing firmly with the bicycle between his legs. But his triumph would be short-lived. By a sudden quick movement, it would free itself and turning upon him, hit him sharply over the head with one of its handle. Then suddenly it would start moving, fall to the ground, and the handle would hit the man's head. At 1:45, dirty and disheveled, cut and bleeding, he said, I think that will do, and rose and wiped his brow. So the time was at 1:45, and finally he gave up. He was like, let it be. I think this will do. I don't want to work with this bicycle anymore. He stood up and gave up. The bicycle looked as if it also had had enough of it, which had received most punishment. It would have been difficult to see. So even the bicycle looked as if it was tired of fighting, and the author could not say that who had received more punishment, the other man or the bicycle. I took him into the back kitchen where so far as was possible he cleaned himself, then I sent him home. So the author took him to his home, to his kitchen, and asked him to clean himself up. So he cleaned himself as much as it was possible, and then the author sent the man home. So what did we see over here, children? That the man tried to do something, that is repair the bicycle, which obviously he was not very good at. So he broke it beyond fixing. Okay, so do not try to do anything that you are not very good at. I hope you like the story, children. I will see you now in our next lecture with chapter 10. Till then, bye bye.